Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris. You checking in, man, back with another Untold Truth. This is the homie John the Don. Mr. Controversy right now on the internet, man. So big salute to him, man. We talk about it all. If you've been following my channel for the last 4 years, you know I've been doing this Untold Truths for a while. And John was my second Untold Truth. So back when nobody really believed in him and niggas didn't want to sit down for over an hour, John and Arsenal gave me my first two Untold Truths. So big salute to them, man. And that last Untold Truth, we stopped at the K-Shine battle. So in this particular video, we go from the K-Shine battle all the way up now to the Bullpen drama. So we talk about it all, man. The Reed Dollars battle, the Verb battle, John Doe issues, URL issues, editing issues, Tom Big issues, Jack Boy Maine, can he come to the DMV without any drama? We talk about it all, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate the support, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. And there are interviews, and then there's Untold Truths.
The contracts come into play when we're trying to protect your brand. Who I get? DNA, Arsenal, Calico, Charlie Clips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's who else am I supposed to get? You know what I mean? So I bring them there, and once I bring them there, they see how people are reacting to them, and they seeing what's going on. You know what else is being seen? I'm being seen how I'm being used. I feel like Surf say a lot of whack shit. But I look at how everybody gravitates to him. So when you talk about Surf as one of the best, I can't say, no, he's not. I mean, I can say it, but I won't. Because they saying that for whatever reason. He has that connection with them for a reason.
Is Bullpen creating an issue with you with URL? We haven't seen you on URL in a little bit. It could be you just falling back. But I mean, just you and Norbs or you and URL in general. Is Bullpen and creating your own league causing an issue? Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris. You checking in, man, back with another Untold Truth. This is part 2 on the homie John. What's up, man?
Hey, shit, man. You know what I mean? It's been a long time since the first one. What's that? 2012?
Yeah, 2012, man, since we did the first one, man. I appreciate that. That was my second Untold Truth, man, when a lot of people wasn't really kind of believing in the whole Untold Truths, and I was kind of new in the whole blogging world. So I appreciate you even giving me that opportunity at that time.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man.
So last time we kicked it off, we ended at, you had just battled Hitman and obviously K-Shine in 2012. Since then, you battled Mav. That was your next battle. You did a 3-round battle with Danny Myers. I want to pick up on a JC battle, though, because JC is actually one of the dudes that stayed pretty nice and relevant throughout, from basically from the time you battled him even up till now. Where do you rank yourself when it comes to this whole Proving Ground system? You done battled a lot of PGs, from Young Cannon to Bill Collector to QP to JC. You battled even some of the newer class with Av and Mr. Wavy and Prep and T-Top. Like, where do you look at yourself in the whole Proving Ground thing? Are you the greatest Proving Ground battler ever?
Yeah, I think at this point that goes without question. Not even that. I just feel like, just taking myself outside of myself, I'm like the model battler as far as anybody going through the PGs. Like, you gotta look at me like, okay, whatever I did, being that I came through the PGs, it makes it possible for anybody from the PGs to do whatever the fuck they want to do. But it's about how you move and how you do it. That's why nobody's been able to really reach the level I'm at. You see a lot of Proving Ground dudes that come through Proving Grounds. A lot might argue that they better than me. A lot might argue that I can't beat them. A lot might argue, you know what I'm saying? Anything, they're more original. Anything you want to say to discredit me. But the reason why nobody has been able to reach where I am, because nobody moved the way I moved. You know what I mean? Everybody is just following something. You trying to take a road that you seen somebody else take, and you going that way instead of just paving your own road. Well, you know, there's woods right here, there's dirt. I could make a road through here, like, go that way. You don't gotta take the highway all the time. The highway crowded right now. There's traffic. You know what I'm saying? My whole mindset from the door is just create, get it, you know what I mean? Get what you can out of everything possible and just create your own thing. So therefore you don't have to rely on shit. But I think that's the way it go. I was just able to move the right way, put myself in the right situations, and accomplished all of that with coming through the PGs when PGs was looked down upon. It's still looked down upon.
You a proving ground, nigga. This is proving ground, nigga. That's a million view step. That's how I move around, nigga. I'm a shark. When that water come, you a drown, nigga. How they gonna get me a shot. Wear a fucking gown, nigga.
You know what I mean? But at the beginning, when nobody knew what the fuck was, you know what I mean, what to make of it. And then, you know, to see what I did is like, oh, okay, now the PG is not a good thing. Like when you pitch the PGs to anybody, you gotta bring my name up. Look at John. You know what I mean? You have to, and it's a fair thing to do. You know what I mean? But
what do you think about the process now? Do you feel like, in comparison to where you are, it seems like there's a lot of new proven ground guys. Do you feel like we get a chance to actually tap into them the way we used to when you were coming up and y'all were battling each other? And it seemed like whether y'all won or lost, URL was still putting y'all on that stage and focusing the emphasis on y'all. Do you feel like, you know, it seems like there's a lot of PG guys now that, you know, do you feel like it's harder now or easier now?
Nah, it's way harder now because it's growing. Like it's hard to believe that URL is still growing. You know what I mean? And there's more people trying to get to the platform. Like I said, at that time, niggas wasn't trying to do the PGs. Like it was looked down upon. But even before, it was less battlers in URL, period. So we had to focus on whatever URL was doing as fans. We had to focus on that. Now it's too much going on. There's other leagues that's coming around that's, you know what I mean, that kind of hinders the whole PG thing. You know what I mean? Everybody from the PG, they're competing with the other new niggas from the leagues now, and that's just how it is. And yeah, of course, it's very hard now, but they still got the wrong mindset, and you can't blame nobody because when you in that, when everybody was a PG, we didn't have the right mindset. We didn't know what to think. But they, like, niggas don't know who to listen to either. You know what I mean? If you look at me now, you already know, Chris, my closest friends in battle rap, look, is the legends. You know what I'm saying? It's the legends because these are relationships I was keeping as I was coming up because they was teaching me shit and I'm really listening. These new niggas don't listen at all. Like I could really tell you the whole game and you just, cause you don't like me, you're not gonna listen. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna sit back. And everything I call, it happens. You know what I mean? But that's all it is. It's how they move. As far as talent, a lot of these niggas is very talented. A lot of these niggas got bars. You can't take that away from them. But the fans and the bloggers too, y'all push them too fast. Y'all put them up there too fast. Yo, we want to see them there. And ain't nothing wrong with that because that's a form of support. We want to see these niggas get these shots, but at the same time, y'all throwing them up there and it's hurting them when y'all do that because when they don't succeed right then and there, they at a point where they can just get cut off and that's that because they ain't really established themselves yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I really think niggas do Mr. Wavy up there too soon because he had too much to lose. And when he lost, we ain't seen him for a year. And that's not just, you know what I mean? It's just how that shit happened. It was like, okay, it was nothing, it was too soon. You know what I mean? So.
The nigga Sean brought out, son is a mean hater. The only nigga ever backed out on wave was clean paper. You would enter the zone, you seen danger, just tell me that I got it. What? I'm not your man, I'm not your guy, I'm not your bro. I spent a lot of money on shit, but never those. You look like a pedophile. Wow. There's nothing I can do for them. There's nothing I can do for them. That's the same shit he said.
Let's fast forward to your known for battle. How did you end up battling Reed Dollars? Was that a Queen flip thing? Like, did he hook that battle up or something? Because he always talked about he brought Reed back. Like, was you the first choice, or did you want to battle him, or did he want to battle you?
Well, the funny thing is with Reed Dollars, man, the nigga was arguing with a fake page of mine on Twitter one time. He was arguing with like a fake page of mine was going at him. He's going back and forth. So, of course, he thinks he's talking to me, so he's talking crazy. So somebody added me, was like, yo, that's the wrong John. That's the real... And he had his Twitter was verified, so he was just like, well, neither one of them niggas is verified, like step your shit up, like on some shit like that. So then once I actually started talking shit to him, people was picking up on it. And you got the niggas like Reed is a legend, and then you got the niggas that didn't know Reed, like John to fuck this nigga up. And then when Queens Flip did the interview with Reed called me out. He said he wanted to battle either me or Surf. Surf was scared. He was like, man, I'm not battling Reed first time back. Like, I need to see what he could do first, and then all of that. Me, I wanted that smoke because I came up watching Reed Dollars. I wanted all that. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? So that's really how the battle came about. Started with him arguing with a fake page of mine on Twitter. And when Queens Flip did that interview, he went out there and interviewed the nigga. So yeah, you could say he really brought Reed Dollars back. But Reed Dollars said my name in that interview. He was like, I want to battle John the Sue Surf. And, you know what I mean?
It seemed like in that battle you got a lot of hate, even though you were clearly winning.
English class shit, because I was taught if you turn Reed red, that makes him past tense. I'm snapping. I'm snapping. I'm snapping. I'm snapping for the fans that really think this nigga. I'm snapping for the fans. Yo, shut up. I'm snapping.
Why do you think you don't get as much support on that URL stage, even though are you born in Yonkers,
Yeah,
right?
born in Yonkers, yeah.
Why you feel like you don't get that support on that URL stage like you should?
I mean, I think I do now, but like a lot of times I think it's just people don't. I feel like people don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand, like, you know, why is John here? Why is John there? Like, as far as battle rap, you could put everybody in a certain category. And when you put a nigga in a category, you know what to expect from them. Like, when you put Chilla Jones in that scheme category, when you're watching Chilla Jones, you know what to expect. So when he gives it to you, it's like, yeah. I feel like I'm in one of them categories. Since I try to do so much, you can't put me in no category. So when you watch me, you don't know what to expect. Some niggas might have they mindset to hear some other shit from me, and when I don't give them that, it's kind of confusion. That's why a lot of times I get late reactions. Like, niggas don't sit there and post my bars like, this shit is whack, this shit is whack, this shit is whack. Anytime somebody analyze my bars, you know what they say? Oh, John one of the most consistent. He always come with 3 solid rounds. Even though niggas obviously know I get some kind of hate, I don't get the craziest reactions. Regardless of that, when you mention John the battle anywhere, you know John is coming with 3 solid rounds. And you could go back and watch any of my battles, you're going to catch any bars. You know, so I feel like it's just it's kind of weird. And then I guess my come up was a little too fast for people too. My come up was a little too fast, and I'm not supposed to be around right now if you think about it. Like, all the shit that was going on, I'm not supposed to be around, and the fact that I'm around and people don't understand why I'm around, I think that just it's an uncomfortable feeling for most people sometimes. You know what I mean? It's hard to fuck with a nigga like me from the outside, I guess. When you don't know my story, that's when it's hard to fuck with me. But when you know my story, it's like, come on, what's wrong with y'all? Like, this nigga done, you know what I mean? Like, it's clear. But I think that's my take on that.
Take us back to the Verb battle. You battled him at Summer Madness 4. Mm-hmm. He announced that he's retiring soon or whatever. So we never know what's gonna happen with that. Mm-hmm. But you actually did a funny little blog on him saying that he needed to retire anyway with the retirement home thing. Yeah. We don't see enough of that anymore in battle rap with people blogging on each other and kind of bringing that whole aspect of battle rap. Take us back to that battle, because that's interesting, because both of y'all are kind of 2 of the most hated, it seemed like, on that URL stage. But right. How did you end up battling Verb, and take us back to that battle?
Verb been talking shit to me, but the way Verb would talk shit to me, Verb used to call my phone, like, even before the Hitman battle. And Verb used to tell me some real shit back then. Like, regardless of what he'll say online, he used to tell me some real shit on the phone. He was just basically like, yo, you know, he's telling me like, yo, one of us gonna have to put a bullet in you. Like, like you around too much. Like, your name is being brought up too much. Like, you standing out more than any other. Somebody gonna have to put a bullet in you. Like, you know what I mean? Then he used to tell me like, you know, if you get past Hitman, like, somebody gonna have to see you. Like, this is just shit he used to tell me. But at the same time, with the Hitman battle, I just felt like Verb just one of them niggas. Verb is just one of them niggas that he gonna talk shit until you punch him in his mouth. Like, and that's not a shot at Verb. That's just the type of nigga he is. Like, he just don't believe you. So I just felt like, as far as battle rap go, like, he gonna talk shit to me, saying I'm not ready for this. So I'm like, nigga, you get in the fucking ring. So I just wanted to battle Verb. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I felt like that was going to be even, since we both hated. I really thought I was going to have an advantage in that. You know what I mean? But you know, when that battle happened, I think a lot to do with that battle was definitely my delivery. It wasn't my bars. It was all the way my delivery.
Verb in New York, I'm even more intrigued. Cause I finally got somebody this crowd hates more than me. Everybody willing to ride up till they on the chair, serve him with a Colt 45 like he ordered beer, invested in the stock and bonded with it like I bought a share. Extensions for what? I got this real long foreign hair. Fuck. Yeah, wake up.
And I wasn't smoking him as I was supposed to be smoking him. So it's like, you know, alright, fuck that. John ain't doing what he's supposed to do. We gonna react to Verb Rooster bars and all that. Like, you know what I mean? That's just how, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how that battle went down. I wanted to battle Verb. I felt like that was gonna be an even playing field. We both hated up there at the time, you know.
Let's fast forward to Summer Madness 5. When I look back at your battle with Mr. Wavy, I'm actually shocked that he's actually been on the Summer Madness. Like, it's kind of weird to me because he's one of the least, like, he doesn't promote a lot. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. You know, he's not on Twitter and Facebook a lot. Like, he's one of the dudes that URL still fuck with, but it's like you wouldn't know it until you see him on a card. Mm-hmm. And when I look back, I'm like, wow, Wavy actually has done a Summer Madness.
Yeah.
So when URL presented Mr. Wavy to you for Summer Madness, like, what were you thinking? Were you like, yeah, I'll take this thing? Because he's not somebody that sells a fight. So, like, how did that even come about?
Hell no. I turned down Mr. Wavy for months. I kept turning him down, and shit just kept getting renegotiated. And what was bothering me was they were
like
trying
more,
to
like more money or something? Like we'll throw some...
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. But what really was bothering, you know, the money is what made me say yeah. But my whole thing, I hate taking battles for money. Like, I'm just going to do this for money, because that's when you really get your worst performances. But what really was bothering me about Wavy is how they was trying to pitch it as far as, well, you know, you and Hitman. And I'm like, nigga, this nigga's not me. Like it's different. Like, he just did one battle, you know, on Rookies vs. Vets with K-Shine. He did great. Don't get it fucked up. But when y'all sitting there, niggas is telling me, yeah, Wavy got stage presence over John, crowd control. Like, the nigga had one battle. Like, what are you? So, like I said, when you know, they push people up too fast. At that time, Wavy surprised everybody that day on Rookies vs. Vets against K-Shine. That's what it was. It's like, damn, he damn it arguably beat K-Shine. Like, and he was up there looking comfortable in front of all them people. He had the performance. He actually looked hard to beat.
But you like trannies. That's a nigga who dressed like a bitch. Oh, you like them a little debatable. He looking at me like he no nice. He saying them. Yeah.
But with the John hate that I get, is when I beat a nigga, they chalk it up like as if anybody can do it. Like, so I felt like with the Wavy shit, y'all looking at me and Hitman, so y'all think Wavy, this shit about to be role reverse. So that's when I had to, that's where the motivation came from. But that's what they wanted to do with Summer Madness. Wavy was hot at the time. We can't take that away from him. And they wanted to recreate the John versus Hitman thing. And, it just backfired.
Now, in that particular battle, there was a lot of, you had the infamous 3-0 chant. We don't see that often, but that was one of the first ones where it would start.
First leave him alone. The first
now,
one.
Even let's be honest. Even though that was in your favor,
you under the impression that Smack threw a lane at you.
Hold it down. Let's go, Wavy.
What do you think about these crowds, man? Are they really fucking up the battles?
Nah.
I mean, it might feel good to get the 3-0 chant when you sitting up there and it's the second round and you like, damn, I ain't even spit my third yet.
I think people that say it's fucking up the battles are fans of the person that is happening against. So they like, I like that pressure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain shit you gotta get thrown off. Like, you can't, I feel like now the shit is getting soft. Battle rap is getting soft. Like, yo, don't talk during this nigga rounds. Yo, chill. Y'all hold it down. Boom. I get it. Everybody want to get their rounds off. But dog, that's what battle rap is set on. Like, you can't just eliminate all of that. You trying to manipulate the scene too much. And that's what's taking the essence from it. People not even realizing that. So when niggas are saying the URL crowd is the worst with the booing and all of that, no, niggas know that, because now when you go, no, niggas need to see that, I mean, because now when you go battle on URL, you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Like, I'm not trying to get booed. So you're going to write some shit. You're going to write your ass off. And niggas need that kind of pressure. When you see somebody chanting 3-0 against a nigga, like, and to say that, like, a lot of times when they chant the 3-0, it's not warranted. Like, niggas is chanting 3-0 in the second rounds and all of that. So I get when people complain about that, but at the same time, they doing that to hype. Like when I talk to bullpen battlers, dog, a lot of the times I tell them niggas, yo, you might lose this next battle. Like, you gonna lose. Like, or I even tell them if I feel like he gonna lose, because they gotta feel that pressure. Like, we need that. So we gotta stop babying these battle rappers, man. That's why niggas ain't no warriors. You gonna baby them, and then they gonna go somewhere and they gonna get thrown off by the littlest thing. Like, you know what I mean? They gonna fuck up their whole shit. Nah, you gotta rap through all of that, man. You gotta fuck all that. Like,
now, are you saying that because it's after the moment? Because you know you argue with the crowd too. Like, oh, these niggas hating, It's some old battles where you argue with the crowd as well, especially in the Reed Dollars battle where you felt like you was. So are you just saying that help build your character as a battle, like that fact that you went through that?
This is hindsight. You know what I mean? At the time, it's like, come on. But when I started getting it, you look at me versus Reed Dollars. I was prepared for that crowd, like, to not fuck with me. Like, you know what I mean? I was prepared for that crowd to not fuck with me. The Verb. So now when I go in, it's not like I don't gotta have the fear of, you know, whether the crowd are not gonna fuck with me, because it's just like I'm used to the crowd not fucking with me. So all I gotta do is just get up there and get through my shit. So yeah, this is hindsight, of course. Looking back, it helped me, because it's like, okay, now I know I'm not about to try to have these niggas. I'm gonna make these niggas fuck with me some way, somehow. So we need that type of shit. We gotta stop babying shit like how the NBA getting soft now with the you can't tell a nigga you can't guard me. Isaiah Thomas got a tech for telling a nigga you can't guard me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, same thing is happening with battle rap, and it's getting corny. It's getting like, I hate this shit.
I noticed that you know, a lot of people used to get on you about stealing bars. You was more of a bar flipper than actually a bar thief. Mm-hmm. Two people. I mean, let's talk about two people you battled. You battled Av early on, so a lot of people probably didn't see that battle because Av wasn't as much of a household name as he is now. But you actually battled him early on in his career. What do you think of all this backlash he's getting, and how did you even change your style? Because you don't, to me, I think you don't even bar flip as much. You don't bar flip as much. You don't multiple choice as much. So, like, talk about the backlash you got and versus the backlash Av is getting, and how you end up changing your style. Do the fans actually do battlers pay too much attention to the fans to where it fucks up their own, like, what got them there? Like, they get talked out of who they are as a battler?
Definitely. That's the nail on the head right there. The fans, because it definitely threw me off a lot. Like, I was constantly trying to change shit, and it was throwing the fans off. Like for example, like I talk about all the time how when I did the multiple choice, the fans constantly asked for it. Constantly, like, yo, you going multiple choice? They still ask for it. Every time they hear I got a battle, you going multiple choice this nigga? And then it's like, okay, now I'm giving the fans what they want, and then they saying, yo, all he doing is multiple choice. Like, we tired of this shit. Like, what are you doing? Then I stopped doing it, and then it's like, well, it's not the same. He ain't doing the multiple choice, so it ain't as good. Like, so bring it back. So they get in your head about all this shit. I don't think Av need to change anything. What I think Av needs to do, he just needs to start, you know, watching more battles. All you got to do, as far as watching battles, watch your opponent battles. You know what I mean? Just watch your opponent battles, because a lot of the shit that people are saying Av took is shit that other niggas said to these opponents. Like, you know what I mean? Or something to do with who he's battling, and that's why people is making these correlations. And if he's saying he's not watching these battles, because as of late, I haven't really been watching many battles. Not as much as I used to. Like, I used to really be an advocate of this shit. And I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people don't really watch all these battles that people be saying. And on top of that, it's hard to remember everything that's ever been said. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to remember everything that's ever been said. This is not me, you know, taking up for Av, because, you know, at the end of the day, there's arguments on both sides. You know, we just really don't know for sure. What we do know is Av said a lot of bars that's similar to a lot of bars that's been said. But everybody said a lot of bars that's similar. It's just when fans got a reason to pick somebody apart, that's what they're gonna do. Like, you could literally do that to every battler. It was at one point I was about to do that. When I was getting that backlash, I was really going to do a blog with the whoever top 10 everybody is saying, and really go do homework and find bars that they said that's very similar to a lot of bars that other niggas said. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, you know, somebody just got wind of it, and it's just an angle for Av right now. I just feel like Av just need to, you know, not listen to it. He do gotta eliminate that shit. Like, that shit can't keep happening now. Like, now his bars can't be sounding similar at this point. But if, you know what I mean, he get that under control, this shit'll be over with. Like, he ain't got nothing to worry. He just gotta win his next battle, though.
All right, your last battle, solo battle on URL was Big T. You did also the 2-on-2 joint with Clips. When you look at your whole career, what's some battles you either feel like you lost, or you just didn't like the way you may have prepared, or you didn't like the way it looks on YouTube now, or just anything that you regret looking back at your career and think, like, I didn't really, you know, like the way this battle panned out, even if it wasn't a loss?
Well, I don't like my performance for Verb. I did love my material, though. Like, to this day, I feel like a lot of this shit I said, like, you know what I mean, invested in a stock and bonded with it like I bought a share. Extensions for what? I brought this real long forward here, like that. I feel like my pen game for Verb was crazy, but my performance, I was trying to force feed the bars because I wanted the crowd to catch everything, and it just came off wrong. Another battle too that I don't like, that I clearly won, clearly won, but I don't like it. Is the Tay-Rock battle.
Cause Charlie killed him again when it came back around. At least it got 2 million views, so it's a classic now. But the owner to that venue tried to pay Smack to take the battle down, cause it was bad for business watching a nigga smoke rock in that tobacco lounge. You really about to shit your rap? Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Tay-Rock battle, for the simple reason, I didn't prepare for Tay-Rock. I didn't take the time out to prepare for Tay-Rock how I always told myself I was going to prepare for Tay-Rock when I finally got that battle. By that time, I was taking too many battles. I had just battled Young Cannon a week or two before. I just took a battle in Australia. So I feel like I rushed through that, and I just was just writing bars, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was really like, I put that together sloppily. And I didn't prepare for that battle how I prepared for a lot of other battles. But even though I feel like I clearly won, but yeah, those are two battles that I feel like I want to do. If I could go back and change some shit, those are the battles I want to go back and change. Every other battle I took, as far as the material, I'm cool with. I could change little shit like that, but as far as the material, but the two battles that really bothered me was the Verb battle and the Tay-Rock battle. Because that Tay-Rock battle could have been way crazier.
Let's switch gears to Gladiator School real quick. You battled Arsenal. Just how did you even become a part of Gladiator School, and what was that? How did you even end up battling Arsenal?
Well, really, Snoop reached out. I got a DM from Snoop on Twitter. And the funniest shit too, he's like, yeah, you know, what's your number and all of that. And he called me and he told me about the whole situation with the, you know, with the whole Gladiator School, what he was trying to do. He's reaching out. I forgot how he said he was familiar with me. I forgot, but that's what it was. And I spoke to my brother Bart about it, and Bart was like, yo, Snoop know you my brother? I was like, shit, I ain't say nothing. Like, I don't know. He's like, yo, tell a nigga you my brother, whatever. So I think I might have texted Snoop or some shit like that. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bart my brother, whatever. Bart told me to tell you what up, some shit like that. He calls me immediately. He said, Bart? Bow Wow Bart? nigga, you family. Like Snoop was going crazy, like yo, whatever. So, but with the whole Arsenal thing, Snoop really wanted to do Arsenal and Mook. He wanted to do Arsenal and Mook. Mook didn't want to battle.
Is that whole 70K rumor true? Because I think Mook said something he was offered. I mean, was he offered some wild, crazy money for Arsenal and it got turned down? Like,
yeah, I know for a fact Arsenal had a nigga on the phone say he'll pay Mook $70,000, and Arsenal put Mook on the phone. Now Arsenal is, you know, one of my best friends, so I know the type of people that Arsenal associates himself with. Arsenal doesn't waste time making shit up like that. Like, he's around niggas that's playing with this kind of money for real. I know that for a fact. So when he got somebody on the phone saying he'll pay $70,000, let me speak to Mook, and they were saying that they had the deposit right then and there, I heard Mook turn that down on the phone. So whether that was real, it ain't, like, you know what I mean? Whether that was real or not, I was right there. I was right there. Arsenal had somebody on the phone, gave the phone to Mook, and while he was on the phone, Mook, Ars was like, this nigga will send Mook the deposit right now. And I heard Mook just saying words that he was just turning it down.
so what is that like in the room, like when the phone is hung up? Are niggas looking at Mook like he's stupid or crazy, or niggas getting at this nigga or saying he's scared, or like what?
I mean, at that time, yeah. But
And what is he saying? That's not enough money, or he don't even want to battle Arsenal?
I think it was along the lines of him sticking to what he was asking for. At the end of the day, you got somebody that's trying to pay. You want to know the situation. You just walk in, because at the end of the day, if a nigga that wants to battle you got a nigga that's putting up this kind of money, ain't no telling what kind of shit could be set up behind that. Yeah, I could take this money, but I could get up there and look stupid. Like, is it all about the money? I don't think it's all about the money to Mook. Mook just throw the money out there to let niggas know how serious it is. If you want to book Mook, this is how serious it is. You got to be playing with this kind of budget, period. Because if you paying me $70,000 or $100,000, the event got to be at least $300,000. You know what I mean? So it got to be a big event, and Mook just want to, he want to be at the pinnacle. And I grew to understand that, like, as far as Mook want to be involved in something big. Don't just come to me and just put me on the battle, because everybody's offering niggas money, and niggas is doing bullshit battles all over the place for this money. Like, so I think Mook, where he at, he just understands where but turning down $70,000 right then and there at the time was crazy to me. It was just like, like fuck that. Like, I understand now, how Mook move, because I pay attention to him. But man, look, I don't give a fuck where it's at. Call me with $70,000, you got half right now. I don't give a fuck where it's at. You don't even gotta fly me there. I'm gonna find my own way. I don't need nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? But me and Art spoke about it before, because Mook ain't want to do that battle, and Snoop was really looking for a battle for me and Arsenal at the time. He spoke about the Hollow situation. I spoke to Snoop about the Hollow situation. He was basically asking me, was it any kind of beef between me and Hollow right now? Would we be able to battle? And I was like, yeah, we'd be able, but to be honest with you, he's not going to do it. You know what I mean? He's not going to do it. If you want to reach out, you can reach out, but he's not going to do it. And that's when Snoop was just like, all right. So I don't know if he reached out to Hollow or not, but we definitely spoke about Hollow. So I think Snoop was trying to do Arsenal and Mook and me and Hollow.
All right, speaking of Hollow, since we just got off this Hollow topic, I did an interview with him probably a year ago, and he said that he, at the time, wasn't interested in battling you or Arsenal because he probably felt like y'all's situation had got a little beyond battle rap, with obviously you and him and his little mini fight or whatever happened to him and Arsenal. He felt like with Arsenal it probably would get too disrespectful in the battle, so he just said that he didn't want to associate himself with that in case it went too far. How did you and Hollow even get started with this whole drama or whatever? Because he said it started off some tweets. Was that pretty much the gist of it?
Yeah, I mean that's what his problem was. When I spoke to him, that's what he said. I didn't know where it went. You know what I mean? I didn't know the severity of our beef I didn't know it because we was cool. Like, you know what I mean? He was actually showing love. He was embracing me in the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? From times when I battled Sid Vicious on Grind Time. You know, in Bricks, this around that time, how far that go, he was embracing me. We was on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would give me some tips on certain shit. I'll let him hear some bars sometime. Like, you know what I mean? This is shit that niggas don't know. Matter of fact, when I battled a lot of Zay, the first time I battled in New York, Grind Time, he was up there, and I remember all his niggas, all the niggas from Queens. I had my niggas from Yonkers out there. I was wild deep, he was wild deep, and niggas was like, oh yeah, you the John the Don nigga, like, you know what I mean, with the Hollow the Don, John the Don, but all his niggas embraced me, including him. When I battled a lot of Zay, they was out there, they was rooting for me. I'm up there getting cooked, but they up there like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when shit just went left field, it kind of got weird. The tweets, that's something he held on. I don't remember no tweets being. I remember him saying something along the lines about seeing me when I see him. I'm like, okay, but from my perspective, it started with that diss record I put out, The Last Don. You know what I mean? Once he seen that in that record, you know, I'm sitting there like, you know who I am, pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's on record. But I guess because it wasn't in a verse, he took that a certain way. So then he took it to Twitter and said something about that. Like, as far as, you know, something on the record, you know, when you see me, you're going to have to do this and boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, well, if you feel that way over a record, then, well, so be it. Like, you know, my whole thing is, nigga, this is a record. And I remember D Chambers ended up even reaching out to me. And I told D Chambers the same thing. And I'm like, yo, I don't understand what niggas' problems is. Like,
so what was the purpose behind the record? Was just kind of just having some fun with it and just throwing shots or whatever?
Right before I was about to, because you know when I came in, John and Don, Hollow Don, there was comparisons, you know, on a lower level. I'm going to get the comparisons. At this time, Hollow wouldn't get them. You know what I mean? He's up there. But me, yeah, like, because it's Hollow to Don. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I was about to battle Moneybags battle was coming up. And I remember texting Hollow, and I was like, yo, dog, I'm about to battle your man, and everybody keep throwing your name at me. Like, I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm about to start shooting. Like, you know what I mean? I'm giving you a heads up. I'm about to start shooting at you. And he was like, you better be worried about what niggas are saying about you in Yonkers or some shit. But it was like in a joking manner. Like, he's basically letting it be known, like, Moneybags on his shit, like, or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, no doubt. Like, we got off the phone laughing. So when I started taking my shots, it's like, nigga, you've been fair warned. And you taking it somewhere else? Like, so with The Last Don record, you know what I mean? I just feel like at that time, he picked apart something and wanted to make it something it was. And I ain't see that nigga till 3 years later, which is when we got into what we got into. And of course that shit caught me off guard. Like why the fuck would I think we got it 3 years later? Like, I forgot all about all that shit. Like, it's over. We not battling. I'm not saying your name no more. So that's why that whole shit caught me off guard. I just felt like that was whack. Like, you holding on to something. But I guess...
Now, did he just walk in the event and swing on you?
Cause that's hell no. I seen him at first. I seen him. That's why I was able, like, that's why the swing didn't affect me, because I seen it. Like, I'm really, if you know what Yonkers is, if you've been in Yonkers, dog, Yonkers is really the hood. And I'm really from Yonkers. Regardless what niggas is, I go back to Yonkers. All the niggas in Yonkers, they know what's up, like, as far as me being out there. Like, they know, yo, John is from Yonkers, regardless of anything. And, you know, you learn a lot growing up in that type of shit. Like, you know when a nigga temperature is different. You know when a nigga is approaching you and ready to do. You know what I mean? You just know. So that whole scene, I sized up with Hollow. Like, I seen Hollow, and I already thought, like, if we was going to cross paths, we was going to have a talk or something. Like, something, you know what I mean? But I seen him, and when I seen him, he was walking to the back. I thought he looked my way, but it didn't seem like he looked my way. But when I seen him, he had shades on and a hat on. And he just walked off. So by the time he ended up approaching me, and I looked, the shades is off. and the hat is off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already like, oh, this nigga went and took his shit off. So he like, yeah, he said some shit like, yeah, like somewhere along the lines, yeah, you know, like what's like say that shit now or some shit like what you had to say. And the first thing I said was, what? And then he say it again. And then I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, dog, you want to go outside or something? Like, as soon as I say you want to go outside, you know, that's when shit happened. But before all that, like, I've seen it. So that's why, you know, I was already prepared for it. Like, one minute you got your shit on. That's like a nigga walking up to you with he taking his jacket off. He taking his book bag off. You should know, if you sitting there and you let this nigga still catch you, you fucking, like, come on, man. But yeah, so that's what that was. Not even to, you know, to bring that up to talk about on that again, but that's just how that happened. That's why the whole shit didn't make sense. And then, you know, but I always say to this day though, as far as what Hollow did, I never said Hollow snuck me or anything. He really approached me by himself. You know what I mean? And once the shit got over it, that's why it was easy to diffuse the situation. It doesn't have to go on. It doesn't have to go on. If we speak and we got clarity, nobody was, you know, extremely harmed. You know what I mean? It made no sense to go on because we're going to have to keep crossing paths. We're going to have to keep doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So it didn't make no sense. And once we both realized this whole beef between us, there ain't no real beef. The whole shit is made up. We just left that shit alone. You know what I mean? We've been around each other since then. We done smoked a few L's. Like one time in New York, Calico invited the nigga to my room. Me in my room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. But it's still, it ain't, me and Hollow, we ain't gonna never be, you know, like this until we get in that ring. That's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? We got the respect for each other at this point. You know, we are, you know what I'm saying? But shit ain't just, because we just know that. We know that people still want to see that. He don't want people to want to see that. He want to overlook that so people could stop asking about it. But, you know, to the point you brought up earlier as far as the Arsenal and me and him having a situation, he just don't want that. I understand that, you know what I mean? And he also told me that. But I don't agree with it. But just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I can't respect his stance on it. You know?
It seemed like maybe, you know, maybe he's changed that a little bit. I mean, since you said that y'all actually been around each other, because, you know, that was a year ago, and obviously we just saw that tweet he put out about who should he battle this year, and your name was in it. So if he wasn't even really considering you, I guess, then why have your name in the tweet? Another person that you know, I listened to a PSA radio between you and Surf arguing, and it bothered me a little bit because I feel like you have accomplished a lot in battle rap, and I feel like Surf really wasn't giving you a lot of credit.
Yo, you don't even, niggas like you don't even do nothing to move the battle culture like that. Like, you're a nigga that, like, you really have, you're regular. You a fly nigga. You know how crazy like, no, I'm being 100. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to me. You have no character. You're a fly nigga. Whether you win or lose, it don't matter. The shit I do affects the battle culture.
And I know he's going through his whole situation, but between those two, Hollow the Don and Surf, who do you want to battle more?
Well, I wanna battle them for two different reasons. I wouldn't put one on top of the other.
Well, take me through those reasons. If it's Surf, it's really for what?
Surf is really free Surf, by the way. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that, free Surf. But with Surf, it's just certain things that certain ways how he moved, and I just feel like it's certain things that I could. All of it is battle rap purposes. You know what I mean? Bottom line is, you know, Hollow, he's in the GOAT talk. You know what I mean? Surf, you know, he's one of the faces of battle rap. Like, you know what I mean? It's that on top of how long these niggas been talking down on me. Like, this is not just two niggas that's just hot that I want to battle for. You know what I mean? Their spot or anything. These are literally two niggas that's been attacking everything that I stood for a long time in the spotlight that they're at. So if they trying to, you know, wear and tear on my brand, the only way I could get to them is in a battle. Obviously, because the fans ain't letting it happen. The fans is keeping these battles from happening by telling niggas don't battle this nigga. Don't battle this nigga. Because in reality, these niggas can't afford to have debatables with me. Let's be real here. Surf and Hollow can't afford to have a debatable with me. All this shit that they've been talking, by the time we get in the ring, y'all have to smoke me. And if you do statistics, statistically, I don't get smoked. So, and they know that. They know when I speak to them, they know like, nah, yeah, this shit ain't gonna be, you know, easy. I'm gonna have to do this. You know that. Like, you know that. So it's just too much to lose in their eyes. But, you know, with Surf, he says a lot of contradicting things. He said a lot of shit that, you know, that I really don't agree with. Like, you know what I mean? And as far as he thinks he really thinks he's way better than me. You know what I mean? Like, way better. So I just wanted to expose that. Like, Surf, you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, realistically, statistically, I got more clear wins than you, Surf.
You actually did a blog saying he has no clear wins.
Yeah, he has no clear wins. We can't take away from your star power. You know what I mean? Because that's what you're riding on. But at the same time, you're dependent, for one. You're dependent. And you know what I mean? And you don't have clear wins. So for you to sit there and say, I can't beat you, it's like, okay, like if you like talking numbers like it's the NBA, we can talk that. And if you talk numbers, he does his, you know, his average as far as, you know, the views and all of that. But statistically, as far as where niggas been, I've done more. I've been more places. You know what I mean? I've opened more doors. I've made more opportunities for others. You didn't make no opportunities. So that's my whole mindset with Surf as far as that go. It's all battle rap in respect to what he do. And with Hollow, you gotta think, man, I've been hearing this nigga name my whole fucking career. And the only way I can stop hearing this nigga name being, you know what I mean, is if I get him the fuck out of here. Not only that, I get him the fuck out of here. He's one of them niggas that's in this GOAT conversation. And I think that's the only thing that's stopping me from being in that GOAT conversation. Everything else backs it up. Honestly, like everything else backs it up. But for some reason, because it's John, niggas, I will never get all the credit I should be getting. I will never get that. Once I get all that kind of credit, I do feel like, yes, I will be in a top 10 all-time conversation. At least. And that's at least. But I do know that I have, you know, haven't yet to body a nigga that came before me besides Reed Dollars. But as far as, you know, the Math, the Verb, the Tay-Rock, you know what I'm saying, these niggas, all I needed was one clear body on one of these niggas, and shit, arguments would change, you know what I mean? And I learned that later on down the line. I see that now, you know what I mean? But so yeah, Surf and Hollow, those two niggas is just like two niggas. I feel like I could make my point by making an example out of them two niggas.
I said, John, I'm heaven sent. You was never sent. I could tell you just got with God. Or you came 100 deep, you got your squad. I'm with one nigga, and I got my squad. And I got a hit man that your bitch ass can't even block a bar. Let me knock him clean out. Don't show out, brother. That's not your job. Look in the back.
All right, let's switch gears to Bullpen, man. You started that in 2015. You and Clips was on that first card doing a rematch from the Quiet Room. Who are Bullpen owners, man? Let's go through the names, man.
There's only two Bullpen owners, man.
Okay, tell the people in case they slow or don't know.
Nah, there's only two Bullpen owners. That's me and Will.
Now, what made you start Bullpen, and how did this whole concept come about?
Well, really, Bullpen started. I didn't like what battle rap was becoming when I started seeing all the politics. Like, certain niggas is getting opportunities because of relationships that you have. And I really tried to run, still right now, if you ask any Bullpen battler, I could have a relationship with you. You know what I mean? Like, you could be my nigga, you know what I mean? But we're not running on politics. If you take a battle and you lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta... There's got to be boundaries. Like, it got to be that. It can't be like, okay, you take a battle, you lose. You know what? You my man. I'm going to keep feeding you. Nah, we got to go on to the other people that got, you know what I mean? That ain't get these opportunities yet or whatever. But the whole Bullpen thing is, I seen a problem with battle rap. And I couldn't, instead of me just sitting there complaining, you can't change battle rap unless you have your platform to do it. So I felt like, okay, if I start my own platform with Bullpen and I show niggas what battle rap is supposed to be based on, you got something to look at instead of me telling you what it is. You know what I mean? Just like now look at this. This is Bullpen. You know what I mean? And then I knew for a league to be established as a league, if you're a league, a battle rap league, you have to have your own talent that people associate with your league. And you can't do that by constantly just booking niggas from everywhere that's already popping. People already associating these niggas with everybody else. You know what I mean? So, and the whole thing with Bullpen, when niggas don't realize too, when niggas be saying I took talent from other leagues and all of this crazy shit, I didn't ask none of these niggas to come to the Bullpen. The niggas I asked to battle on Bullpen was Saya, PC, maybe Bricks, definitely Bricks. Who else?
So you feel like you can't take talent if they actually just left on their own, basically?
Yeah, it's not. It's like, okay, it's like I put out tryouts, and people are coming. Like, you know what I mean? I want to try out for the Bullpen. You know what that means? That alone means I want to be on Bullpen. I want to be a bull.
But let me play devil's advocate. Can't a lot of leagues say that? Like even URL, because can't they just say, well, I didn't, you know, you wanted to be a proving ground guy, I offered you a PG, and you decided to lead this league and become a PG? Because, you know, URL gets a lot of slack for taking talent as well. But, so are you saying that you feel like talent can't be taken if the battler voluntarily wanted to come to your league? Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not taken. Like, that's not taken on at all. I feel like once you come to the Bullpen and you repping the Bullpen, you're a bull. It's my responsibility to get you as popping as I possibly can. So I feel like if I'm going to change battle rap and try to fix it, I'm gonna use my platform as the model of what battle rap should be about. And I honestly feel like that's what we've been doing. I feel like once we came around, a lot of shit changed.
Now let me say something, because I had a conversation with you, John the Don, and I told you, I said, Blow ain't gonna like you start Bullpen Battle League. And you said, I don't know why I always supported Blow, you know what I'm saying? I always supported Spit That Heat. I don't know why he wouldn't support Bullpen.
John the Don, you are real. Go support what he doing, johnjohnthedon.com. Y'all need to holler at him, fuck with his music, all that.
And the way things played out, it seemed to be that. Did you and Blow ever have any? I know he rolled up on Chef Trez at an event, but I mean, did you and Blow ever have these conversations? Because I didn't go to the first couple Bullpen events. Like
me and Blow had one conversation. He came to one of our tryout events, and I seen that he was, taking shots. I seen it.
Unfortunately, things don't work out where everybody can be happy in situations, and that's just business. As a boss, you can't keep everybody happy. But as far as the accusations and all these different things, as far as niggas leaving my brand and niggas wasn't even a part of my brand, y'all gotta have the right facts.
So I was confused because, like you said, like I told you, I always supported this man. You know what I mean? All of that. So I pulled him to the side. You know what I mean? Pulled him to the side. And I asked him, I'm like, okay, so like, what is it? Like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of issues are we dealing with here? Is this issue, like, is there problems? Did I do something that you feel disrespected by? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is the issue? He was basically, this is exactly what he told me. He said, nah, it ain't no issue, big bro. He said, I support you. I come here. I pay to get in. I'm at these events, but when you come down here, and, you say you run the South. And I was like, well, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? And he was like, well, people are saying it. So when people are saying it, I feel like this my shit. It's all competition. I support what you're doing. So when he told me it's all competition, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean? That's that. But in my head, I'm like, I'm not in competition with you. So you're going to be competing with me while I'm just going to be focusing on. So from that point on, I never took no shot at that man. On top of that, I never even mentioned him. So therefore, you in competition with yourself. And when it's like, it was nothing to drive for, I feel like at that point, it was just like, niggas be feeling like they need the back and forth to bring them up, and a lot of times it does help, you know what I mean? But my whole thing is I'm not in competition with none of these niggas, like, you know what I mean? I'm in competition with what we can do. I'm in competition where we can do better than what we've been doing. You know what I mean? We literally focused on us at Bullpen. All these other little leagues in the South, they all coming at us because, you know, of what we've been able to do in a small time. And I feel like instead of going against us, you should be embracing us, you know what I mean? And being a part of it, because you constantly outsourcing all of y'all talent to other places, but I'm right here in the South. You know what I mean? Developing the market for the South is right here. If we're going to put on for battle rap in the South and create for a region, why not reach out instead of doing all this other shit that you're doing? Because when you do that, it's not going to help you. All that's going to make me do is turn my eye that way. I don't even see you no more. You know what I mean? So I don't even see you. So that's what happened, and people just made it like, you know.
But let me ask you this.
And you sure Bullpen and niggas you want to sign on with walk out on us? You gonna take more bucks than Marshawn Lynch? But honestly, bro, I heard Blow was doing you bad, truly vicious. He was paying you $25 a battle and free movie tickets.
You got no character, no image, do no blogs. This round gonna be a body bag. They like, oh God, you been sucking dick to get every battle you got with no pride. So it's crazy how John took blow job and it ain't.
Take me through this transition, because people were leaving Spit That Heat and coming to Bullpen. So was he thinking that you were stealing his talent or telling him it's better over here or whatever? Like, did that drive a wedge between y'all? Because, you know,
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't care what he was thinking. The truth of the matter is, I didn't talk to anybody and tell them, yo, come over here, it's better over here. Truth of the matter is, I never told Trez to come. See, I wasn't going after Spit That Heat niggas because I knew that that's what it was going to come to. I knew that. I knew if I reached out to any of them niggas like, yo, come to Bullpen, it's, you know what I mean? It's like this over here. I knew it was going to be that. And I knew by me not doing that, when this situation come, I could get on camera and say I didn't reach out to nobody. So now what's going to happen is everybody's going to ask all these people. And when you ask them, be like, nah, he didn't. You know what I mean? It's just when niggas reach out to me and I feel like, okay, if I got a fit for you, come on. We talk all this shit about Trez. I didn't talk to Trez. I heard through the grapevine that Trez turned down URL to be on Bullpen. And once I heard that, without him even talking to me, okay, it's lit. Come on, Trez. You know what I'm saying? I'm welcome you with open arms. Matter of fact, for you doing that, I'm going to tell Saya about you because I want to see this battle happen anyway. You know what I mean? And you've been talking like you want to battle Saya and all of that. Come on. I'm going to pay my man to battle you, Trez. You know what I mean? So that's what that was about. So when niggas try to say all of this shit, John trying to do all this, I don't do none of that. People see an opportunity that they feel like they could benefit from, which is Bullpen Battle League, and that's what they gravitate towards. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, you know what I mean, do what's best for you. And I feel like that's just, you know, it made people feel some type of way that people that their battlers is looking at another platform that just came around as more beneficial than where they at. You know what I mean? And that's where all this shit gets fucked up at.
All right, let's switch gears to Chef Trez. He said that, I interviewed Chef Trez too, and he said that, you know, you and him are just alike. Y'all kind of like stubborn or hard-headed or, you know, feel the way y'all feel about a situation. He said he had a lot of respect for you. He said his issue with you was that, what did he say? I want to make sure I quote him correctly.
It's because me and John are a lot alike. You know what I'm saying? Like, John is John, I'm Chef Trez, but at the same time, we think a lot alike. He's strong-minded, I'm strong-minded. If I feel a certain way, I'm going to let it be known. He feel a certain way, he going to let it be known. And we don't never feel the same way.
But what would be something that y'all argue about? Y'all arguing about names, money?
Let me see.
Like, so, you feel like he should be getting a different matchup on certain cars or what?
Like, mind you, let's take it back. So, like you said, the URL Bullpen, I chose Bullpen. Okay. Now, mind you, to my knowledge, I could battle where I want it and still do my Bullpen shit as long as it wasn't anything, you know, too close by it. So this is where argument might come in. Yo, John, little Joe Bob out in Colorado trying to book a nigga for $1,500 one round. What's up? man, like, what you gonna gain from it, though? Like, who is he? I'm like, yo, Johnny, this chicken. But, yo, like, you just battled DNA. And I'd be like, bro, I feel that. But at the same time, bro, like, you just battle Amp. You know what I'm saying? And then you battle Big T. Like, it's shit like that, bro.
He didn't know that he was under contract, but he was getting back to him that you had a problem with it, or you didn't feel like he should be taking these battles. What was the thing with you and Trez?
This is exactly what happened with Trez, and I'm glad. And I think I seen when he said that, and that's where everybody, the misunderstanding is retarded. But I'm gonna break this down. Close range, the event we did with Close Range, that was my plan for a long time, since the beginning of the year. Told everybody, this is what we building for, but y'all niggas gotta stand out and do what you gotta do to get to this point. Niggas gonna get shots and all of that. And Tay-Rock can confirm this. Trez and Tay-Rock was gonna get locked in. Chef Trez and Tay-Rock. Now, if I'm bringing Tay-Rock to Bullpen, this man is not cheap. We are paying this man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not so before that, I don't want to, if I got plans to book you, by you taking all of these battles in all these leagues before this battle even happens, it's gonna fuck up the anticipation. It's gonna fuck up the momentum that you got. This is how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? It's gonna fuck it up. But you saying it's a money issue? I'm never gonna tell a nigga to turn down no bread. So what I'm saying is, just do one round so you can still reserve, so people still want to see your 3 rounds, and we can save for the Tay-Rock shit, right? So once I'm telling him that, he says he understands that. Then you know what he tells me? Well, I don't really care to battle these big names. I just like battling. I just like, battle rap. Like, I just like battle. I don't care about these. If I could battle every week, I would. This is his words verbatim. Like, I don't care about it. I said, okay, cool. I'm just letting you know. It just doesn't make sense for me to have to pay Tay-Rock to battle you, but you battling anybody over here, over there. It's going to wear and tear by the time we do this battle with Tay-Rock. Like I said, this shit is months down the line. So anything can happen between now and then to where that battle is not going to, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to have the right kind of promotion because you're taking these battles. So what I did was, I said, okay, so you don't care about the Tay-Rock battle. Okay, cool. Now you could battle wherever you want. You know what I mean? But you just can't come to Bullpen asking for certain plates when, you know what I'm saying, you battling anybody anywhere else. I was like, okay, but I got a battle for you. You know what? Battle Bad News. You know what I'm saying? Because he was basically saying, this is what Trez told me too. He said, the same way you paying niggas to come battle us, some people are paying us to go battle their battlers. And I'm like, yeah, you're 100% right. But what I'm saying is that what they paying you for you to do for them has nothing to do with me. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one that's about to pay Tay-Rock. How does that benefit me if I'm about to book the battle with you and Tay-Rock and you battling on these other leagues? How does that benefit me? Like, I'm not supposed to care about me. So when I gave him the Bad News battle, he was cool with it. He said, cool. And I'm like, all right, you do the Bad News battle. You can do any other battle. We're not tripping. And he can tell you this. And then he felt some type of way. He tried to cancel the Bad News battle because he felt like niggas was trying to play him now. Because I took the Tay-Rock battle off the table. Like, how I'm trying to play you. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I trying to play you? And I'm explaining it to you. Like, you know what I mean? It's not no backdoor shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I never understood the whole Trez situation. Like, yeah, I said to reserve your momentum. Because Trez momentum is not the same right now. Let's be honest. It's not the same. It's there. It's there. It might be the same. It might be the same. It might be the same. It's just not where it's supposed to be, how I feel. And I feel like you got to reserve that shit battling all the time. People get too used to you. I see it all the time. And then on top of that, like I said, it makes no sense to have to invest this money into you. You know what I'm saying? For you to kill the momentum by taking battles all over the place. If you want to take the battle, just do one round. So at least people wanting more. You know what I mean? At least people wanting more. So that's the whole 1 round thing. And then I showed them like it's not like on some, you know, some anti-bullpen shit. Because then I booked you with Bad News. You know what I mean? Do you saying it's a money issue? You can't talk money issues with me, Trez. Every time I try to give you bread, Trez, this is what you're telling me. I don't want to take money from you, big bro. I don't want to take money from you. Every single time. You know what I mean? So that's what niggas don't see. Like, I'm not doing nothing wrong. It's just that I can't, like you said, like I can't, you know, like you said, my voice don't really be getting heard a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my side of things, everybody just want to pick apart and do all this shit. That's exactly what happened with Trez. And as far as the whole split in Bullpen and Trez, it's one nigga that's responsible of that whole shit. Me and Trez never had issues amongst each other. It was all misunderstandings. Yeah, me and Trez disagree on a lot of shit. Niggas are stubborn, but I'm only stubborn when I'm talking about something I know for a fact and a nigga is sitting there trying to tell me otherwise when I'm sitting there telling you facts. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of times me and Trez talk, I don't sugarcoat nothing with Trez. Trez has a lot of yes men around him. You know what I mean? He has a lot of yes men around him. And it's not good for a nigga that talented. So I try to be around him and be that person, but he looks at it like we always bumping heads. We're not bumping heads. You know what I'm saying? We building. We're going to have disagreements or this and that because you see things your way and I see things my way. But my way, what you're not realizing, nigga, I was in your shoes. So you know what I mean? Like, my perspective is a whole lot different. You know what I mean? But that's the only thing with Trez. We are both stubborn though and shit like that. But it's never been no issues with us and Trez. It's a couple people that got between that situation for different reasons. And you know, people just, I think certain niggas try to pull Trez away from the situation. They looked at it like, you know, Trez was the hottest thing in Bullpen. You pull Trez from Bullpen, Bullpen has nothing. You know what I mean? I felt like that was niggas' mentality. And you know, we proved niggas wrong.
I watched you versus Lux, and yeah, you was going off, nigga. He tried to give you that work, but you showed him who's the boss, nigga. Even when that light-skinned nigga handed out your daddy's papers, you let him know you ain't no soft nigga. But once you said, my father's a rat, but your father's a snitch too, that's the moment when you lost, nigga.
All right, I know when you first started, you was doing a little bit of work with Ike and P from the War Report as far as the editing. I know you was when you look at the Chef Trez move to URL and the low-so PG rumors and all this other stuff of people, is Bullpen creating an issue with you with URL? We haven't seen you on URL in a little bit. It could be you just falling back, but I mean just you and Norbs or you and URL in general. Is Bullpen and creating your own league causing an issue?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't know at the end of the day. Probably. Yeah, I see the business side of it. They know, like a lot of people who might not know, but as far as Beasley, even Norbs, P, Ike, they respect my mind. They know everything I do is for a reason. They know I'm a capitalist. You put me anywhere. You put me in a room full of successful people, I'm going to figure out a way to network to where we all going, you know what I mean, put our brands together. So I feel like with the whole URL thing, I feel like what really started was, I got, you know, they spoke to me about doing URL South one time, a branch off URL South. They wanted to bring it out here. And at first, you know, I agreed to it. Then once I started thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, it was just, you know, if it was a URL South, I wouldn't have that much control. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have that much control. I can't control what drops, when it drops. I just saw the frustration coming with that. You know what I mean? And to prevent that from happening, I was just like, nah, I don't want to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do it. But when they did that, when they reached out to me about the URL South, you know, that had me thinking, like, what if I did have a league? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if I did run a league? Like, what would I do differently? Because I'm talking about, like, I'm not doing this for control. Now I'm thinking, like, what would I need control for? What would I do differently than what I'm seeing? So with them thoughts happening, these thoughts happened for about a year and a half before by the time I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I think I know what I would do differently now. And then here comes Bullpen. Now when Bullpen come around, you know, I seen the work that P and Ike was doing with the War Report. And what I seen what I seen, they doing free work, unrecognized work, unappreciated work. It wasn't being appreciated. You know what I mean? And I seen like how serious they was with what they was doing at this time. If you go back, the War Report, yeah, they was fucking with Norbs. Norbs was putting them on. Norbs was holding it down. But as far as what they was doing for URL and battle, I felt like at the time it wasn't being appreciated. And I just respected them niggas. So, you know, I reached out to them to, you know, to be partners with me on Bullpen. You know what I mean? I didn't just hire them niggas to shoot and film and edit the battles. No. Like, you know what I mean? Help me put this thing together. I came to y'all with my vision, and, you know, they was cool with it, and yeah, everything was good. We do the first event. Then by the second event, you can check the timetable. You can put your own speculation together. By the second event, they started working more with URL. And to the point where last minute, they didn't even show up for the card that we had in December. Granted, you know, P was in touch with me. He was saying, you know, he gonna let me know and all of this crazy shit. He was, you know what I mean? He was in touch with me. He was in touch. But bottom line is, last minute, our card in December, that was Cold War, when Saya battled Arsenal, and the 2-on-2 happened. Math, Cortez, DNA, K-Shine. Last minute, I didn't have no cameraman. You know what I'm saying? It went from us being partners to me not even having cameramen. You know what I mean? So we got somebody to this day. Our worst footage is from Cold War. And when I realized, and then I peeped how they started working more with URL. And then even at the Genesis event, you know, they spoke to dudes, PC and Riggs, about getting PGs. So I spoke to, you know, P about it, and I was just basically like, yeah, as far as the PGs go, the PGs is there to build profiles. And I'm like, well, this is what Bullpen is here for too. You know what I mean? I want to build these dudes' profiles. So when they come to URL, they already ready. You know what I mean? And they understood that. Well, from my understanding, they understood that. They respected it. And all of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So, but bottom line is, all of a sudden, they just parted ways with us, you know what I mean? And they started working with URL and started doing Born Legacy. You know what I mean? Mixing in like I'm not gonna get that far, but you know, Born Legacy, a lot of that shit was stemmed from a lot of conversations that we had. The shit that they putting in play was from a lot of conversations that we had. And then the whole thing about the Trez situation too. It was a point in time, and Trez can even vouch for this. I was trying to get Trez back on the URL. The problem was, they didn't want to fuck with him. On top of that, he didn't want to fuck with them. Their argument was, he's a headache, we can't deal with him, he don't listen. I don't know how you deal with him, John. This is what they telling me. I don't know how you dealing with him. He's not that good. He was the worst battle rapper in the world. You talk to Norbs about him. You talk to Norbs about Trez, he's horrible. He's not that good. He's not that good. You talk to Trez like, fuck them niggas. You know, like I said, my first encounter of hearing Trez wanted to deal with Bullpen, all I heard was he turned down URL to be on Bullpen because they told him that he can't battle on Bullpen and the PGs. That's what they told him. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to fuck with Bullpen.
Let's take it back. So, like you said, the URL Bullpen, I chose Bullpen.
So that just goes to show, like, where that was. So when you turn around and then you see Norbs put a post, yeah, I just got off the phone with Trez, it's about to go down. Like, this is like 2 days after I had these conversations with both parties. Oh, back to what I was saying, though. When I was trying to get Trez on URL, I had him on the phone with Pete. We was talking about a one-off with him and Jerry West at the time. A one-off. And when I got off the phone, you know, or while we was on the phone, Trez, he sounded so uninterested. Like, when we got off the phone, Trez hit me like, yo, bro, honestly, you know, fuck them niggas, bro. Like, fuck them niggas. I don't really care. Like, I just want to battle in Atlanta. Like, you know what I mean? This is what Trez said. I don't really care. Them niggas on some other shit. Fuck them niggas. Then when you talk to these niggas, they on some anti-Trez shit. You know what I mean? So the shit was it threw me off once I seen the post. So I'm like, okay, hold on. All right, these niggas was my partners with Bullpen coming in, and you know, Trez is making noise on the pen. I just got him his biggest battle with DNA. Now y'all interested in Trez. Not only that, y'all want to make him go back through the PGs to punish him. But I'm looking at it like it's not punishment. Y'all know why, you know, I don't really approve of Bullpen niggas going through the PGs. I feel like they're here building a profile. When you send somebody that we building a profile, especially somebody whose profile I feel like it done came up, and you still tell them that they gotta do a PG. What you doing is you're belittling the platform that they came from when you do that. It means nothing matters where you came from. So that's why it's a shot to me when you see somebody that's making noise on Bullpen, and you say, well, come do a PG. Like, prove yourself. Like, you know what I mean? That's basically what it is. And I'm like, dog, they proved themselves. Like, why they got to do that? So that was the whole issue. But everything adds up to where this is why people are making this speculation with URL. And then all of a sudden, like you know, what they seeing. They not seeing John on URL no more. Ever since Bullpen been around, John ain't been on URL. You know what I'm saying? It's been all of this other shit with the PGs and all of that. So I feel like, yeah, that sometimes it may be some kind of, it's a corner to market kind of attitude. You know what I mean? Once you understand that, you don't take shit personal. You know what I mean? So I didn't really take it personal, but just sometimes when I speak on it, niggas get the wrong idea and they start saying little crazy shit like I'm wilding, when I'm really 100% in the right of all of these fucking. The only thing I'm wrong about sometimes is speaking on certain shit. But when I speak on certain shit, it's because the shit gets me pissed off and frustrated. How niggas move on all of this other shit. You know what I mean? But that's where all of that shit came from. That's the whole background. So, and on top of that, one time Nobs wanted to do an event. He wanted to do a PG event with Bullpen. Like, mix it together. And I said no, because we're not a PG league. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at it. We're not a PG league. And, you know, ever since then, it's just been some shit. Like, it's just been some shit. Like, Nobs just trying to be, you know, best friends with Loso to get him over there. You know what I mean? And then he's throwing shit out there as if shit is locked in. There was nothing never locked in with Loso and Nobs and the PG, but he's throwing that out there so people could think that and people could talk about it. Like, little slick shit that he does. I see it. It's cool. I'm not mad at it. But I'm just tired of being fake with niggas when you know what I mean? I'm not talking and there's nothing to talk about no more. Because now I see you really coming at me. Like, a lot of shit that's being done is being directed at me. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know.
What happened with Tom Big? He seemed to have fell back completely from battle rap. Did you and him ever have an issue? Because he had an issue with a lot of people. You know, from Angry Fan to URL. I wasn't really sure if you was in the mix with that, because I know he doesn't shoot for y'all anymore. Like, he was, you know, did a little rant about not getting paid. Yeah. I'm not quite sure if you was part of that conversation. Never. But did you and him ever have an issue? Because he didn't deleted everything damn near from social media wise.
Oh yeah, nah, me and him, I mean, we had like a little disagreement at one time, but at this present moment, everything got hashed out. Me and Tom Big is 100 right now. You know what I mean? Like, we got our disagreement, but one thing about him, and he let it be known that he respect my honesty on a lot of shit. Like, but as far as not getting paid, he definitely wasn't talking about us. Because I'll tell you one thing, anybody that's ever done anything with Bullpen involved in money, everybody got paid. There's nobody that could say anything. So we're going to clear that up right now. But as far as Tom Big right now, he just got a job, though. He's, we spoke about him, you know, but the battle rap shit just kind of, it wore and tore him. He was involved in a lot of drama at one point, and he didn't really, like, you know what I mean? I used to have to talk to him to get used to, like, Tom Big used to do shit like read the YouTube comments and let that get to him. You know what I mean? And we would really have conversations over that. I'm like, yo, Tom, if a YouTube comment is gonna bother you, don't go looking for it, because they're gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, you know what I mean? If I read my YouTube comments all day and went off what niggas said about me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Like, so these are the conversations I used to have.
So hold on, I assume that's with the editing.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna be honest, John Doe pretty much said y'all hijacked his editing.
I keep the heat in the van. Bullets so big if I squeeze it, it jam. But if this shit go, then Lord, bullets flying from me to your man. I'm about keeping the can. This ain't what the South needed the brand. Y'all keep thinking Chef Curry to his mouthpiece on a fan. Bullets flying from me to your man. This ain't what the South needed the brand. Keeping the can. Keep thinking Chef Curry to his mouthpiece on a fan.
So I mean, I know John Doe definitely got dope editing. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. A lot of people feel like he kind of, you ask him, everybody stole from him.
Exactly.
But I mean, like,
I actually spoke to John Doe on the phone, and I got his perspective of it. His perspective of it. You can't nobody use no graphics at all.
About the more he showed, the story goes, how I had my hoe and both my twins. And what we talking about, nigga? To separate from yellow tape in the second day and rolling bricks. And how about we talk about the cabbie came and the taxi claiming and how he been so dependent and how he called himself kingpin, because behind bars, nigga, you known for snitching. What else?
Cause he's saying like, yeah, no, he's like, yeah, graphics don't look like mine. Cause I was asking like, what is it? Like, what are we doing? Just tell me, we not gonna do it no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, no, like, you don't have to, like, the graphics don't have to look like what we doing. It don't have to look like it. Just the point of it being graphics. Like, you know what I mean?
He feels like battles were kind of shot straight, and then when he came in putting graphics, then you had like.
But that's safe to say. That's safe to say. You know what I mean? Like, but why not look at it as inspiring something? Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what he probably feels like the issue is. If you look at it, like, he had an issue with RBE because they came in doing their little sound effects, and an issue with you. And then I know Milltown Blow, I think, was doing a rewind type thing, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of those leagues, I think, have come and surpassed Black Ice in terms of notoriety. So I think he kind of feels like, these people bit from me, and then you know, somehow people are giving them credit for having great audio and visual. And I mean, I understand him a little bit, because sometimes you never want people to kind of, you know, it's just like if somebody else started an Untold Truth and it wasn't called an Untold Truth, and people forget that I did Untold Truth first. In a way, I would kind of be like, well, damn, this nigga kind of doing the same thing I did, and they're acting like it's so groundbreaking. But so I think for his standpoint, the leagues that came after him or around the same time kind of emerged. Because I think if you was to list some of the top leagues in battle rap, because they don't do enough events, they're not going to be up there with either your league or even an RBE or something. So if you're looking at, well, they use some of my graphics or some of my style, and they actually are getting more notoriety from the fans, I think that's where it's from. But that's not necessarily y'all's fault, in my opinion. You know, you as a league have to keep being innovative. Exactly.
So,
but that's the whole take on that. Like, I understood where he was coming from, but at the same time, everything stemmed from something. You know what I mean? That's, you know what's crazy? That's how Smack feel about all these leagues, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, okay, was URL made it something, all these leagues is popping up, but URL, they don't really, because they know, it ain't like another league is coming out and surpassing them. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, a lot of niggas was feeling some type of way with URL when he came around. Like, the grind time niggas was feeling some type of way. Everything stems from an idea. You got to see something like, oh, okay. Oh, I could do, if I could change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Like, yes, John Doe, you started doing the graphics. You started something, and back, you showed like there's a difference. Other shit can be done with the footage being manipulated. Yeah, but that's not biting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not biting. I don't feel like. That's like a nigga created a TV, then a nigga created a plasma TV. Like a flat screen TV. Like, it's still a TV,
Maybe he wants you to put shout out John Doe
That's
in your
what
footage.
Niggas want a little credit, but everybody feel that type of way. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't really all the way mad at John Doe. I spoke to him. I just seen what he told. He felt entitled. Cool. I didn't agree with it. It's cool. I stopped talking. I never talked about him. You realize I don't talk about these people. They all take shots, and I don't sit there and when I could really just realistically, if you want to talk numbers, I could really just shit on niggas for as long as we ain't even been here long. You know what I'm saying? We really like niggas is like realistically. I just don't be trying to do that because that's not what it's about. It's not like you're not supposed to shit on just because you're doing better than other niggas. You're not supposed to kick niggas while they down. Like, but the whole thing is y'all niggas is.
But when you sit back, where do you put Bullpen at?
Right now?
Yeah.
Top 3 most relevant league.
So do you feel like it's URL, King of the Dot, and Bullpen as far as
right now?
Okay.
Relevancy. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, numbers and big events and all of that, yeah, you can make an argument for, you know, a few other leagues because they've been around longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going on our 2nd year. You know what I mean? So put us in the middle of next year. Ain't no telling what the fuck gonna happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put us in the middle of next year with all of this shit. Everybody, you know, at this point, everybody has covered Bullpen in battle rap. At this point, everybody has covered Bullpen. When everybody has covered Bullpen, that means everybody has seen Bullpen. Everybody's watching Bullpen. Everybody's talking about Bullpen, some way, shape, or form. Whether it's hate, whether it's this and that. Bullpen was just on TV. Not only was it on TV, it was on the #1 rated show on Lifetime on the network. You're like, you know what I mean? So this shit is just, you know.
Let's switch gears to that anyway. I pretty much saw your interview, so I know a lot of the background that went on with that whole situation. I want to talk about your battle rapper fallout with what was perceived to be issues with DNA and them. You know, maybe y'all have talked since then, but a lot of it was people not getting paid from Bullpen. We just gotta get.
What you mean? What's people not getting paid when?
Because that was the rumor as to why, like, there was issues with you and Clips or you and DNA.
That's why I said for the record, everybody got paid. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody. DNA went live and had to say that. You know what I mean? It was a miscommunication between me and Clips over something. You know what I mean? And Clips being my brother. From his standpoint, he felt like I handled something wrong instead of just going straight to him about something. And for his argument, I did handle something wrong. I did do you know what? I didn't do something that I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's our little situation. That and then with me and DNA. You know, DNA was basically, you know, taking Clip's side of the situation. Like, I'm up here saying I did do something wrong. And DNA was just taking the Clip side of the situation. And DNA, I spoke to DNA. He felt like he didn't like a certain way I handled the situation with Clips. So he was just staying out of it. But that didn't have nothing to do as far as the rap game going. The rap game, that had nothing to do with no fallout between me and DNA or any of that. I just felt like they did some snake shit, like as far as you know, they wanted to keep including battle rap, you know, and I'm including some people in it. So as I'm including people, they are getting put on to this battle rap shit. These producers and shit, they like, what? Like, what's... And then they see how these kids is reacting when we walking in the building. Like I said, I got on the show because one of the kids on the show said I was his favorite battle rapper, and JD knew me. He knew he could reach out to me to get me on the show. So once I got there, they see how the kids reacted to me. They're like, oh, okay. And then the next season, you know, we bring them to a Bullpen event and they see the reaction of the battle rap atmosphere, period. They're like, oh, shit. Then they're like, yo, give me, bring 5 of your battlers. This is what they told me. For the season that you just seen with all of us, they told me bring 5 of your battlers. I said, no, we got to do bigger than that. I'm going to call some of the top names that's actually my friends that's really going to bring battle rap to the show because it's going to expose people. Who I get? DNA, Arsenal, Calico, Charlie Clips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's who else am I supposed to get? You know what I mean? So bring them there, and once I bring them there, they see how people are reacting to them, and they seeing what's going on. You know what else is being seen? I'm being seen how I'm being used. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they noticing, and then once you started including battle rap, every time they included battle rap on an episode or any season, it's the #1 watched episode of the whole season. Every single time. Even JD admitted this to me. Which is why he going on tour, and on tour got the kids battling. So battle rap is basically a part of, you know, the rap game promotion. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm noticing, because they asking me, you know, to get the DJ. They want me to bring the crowd, because they want me to have that same feeling that they saw when they came season 2. You know what I mean? And I'm noticing, and I'm like, yo, I know how TV works. If you get a show and you get called for a season 2, you get a bigger budget for it. You get called for season 3, you get a bigger budget. Every season that they call you, it's a bigger budget, because they want to make it better and better. They taking, you know what I mean? So when you telling me to get these things and y'all not paying for it, what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? So, and I let that be known to them. I'm like, yo, all this shit that's going on could be write off as an expense. Y'all got an expense account. All y'all right to y'all boss, what y'all spending, receipts and all of that, boom, boom. Whatever the case is, when they said they could pay my DJ, they could pay this person, and I'm just like, yo, I feel like I should be compensated, because I'm literally producing whole shows right now, and I got a budget. Like, come on, we the 3rd season in. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, dog, like.
Now, how long is it taking to actually do this show? That show with you and Arsenal and them going over with the kids and everything, like, how long are y'all actually in the house shooting those particular scenes and even working with the kids like that?
Yeah, it take like a day. You know what I mean? Close to a day. A lot of hours in a day. You know what I mean? It's a lot of filming that goes on. Like, a lot of shit got cut out, obviously. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot of filming that goes on. Like with the first season of the rap game, when I first did it, I was filming with them for 13 hours. And then when the show came out and I wasn't on none of it, that's when I flipped. I'm like, dog, I was with y'all for 13 hours. Y'all didn't use none of that footage? Like, you know what I mean? And JD, you know, when I flipped, you know, he reached out to my brother. He basically was saying, yeah, the production team cut that out, but, you know, I got him. I got you. So that's when he called me back to do season 2. And that's when he wanted me to battle. But I said, instead of battling, I'll put together an event and y'all can have the kids. I kind of know how these shows work. Just surprise the kids and bring them to a battle rap event. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring them there. I'm going to set it. He was like, all right. And they called me. They kept calling because they were scared of how the shit was going to turn out because it was out of their hands. If I'm telling them I got everything, they got to keep calling to make sure. You sure you got a venue? You sure you got this? You sure? They wanted to talk to the owner. They wanted to do all of this. And then when it happened, it was like, oh, shit. So at that point in time, that's when I felt like they kept reaching back out to me because I was handling everything I said I was going to handle. And that's when I started feeling used. You calling me for everything. So with the whole shit with me and Clips is going on and DNA, you know, they reached out to me to, and this is after I told them that, you know, I feel like I should be compensated for all this shit. After that. And they said it's going to get back to me. Everything's supposed to be good with that. They reached out to me and they asked me for DNA information. Now, at that time, I was reaching out to DNA and he wasn't picking up my calls. And he said that to me on the phone. He just felt like, you know what I mean, until whatever get hashed out with me and Clips, he don't want to be involved in it. But that's what it was. He wasn't reaching out. And on top of that, I'm not about to give y'all no information to help y'all out on anything unless we talk about the compensation I've been asking for. At the end of the day, if I give y'all DNA information, that's helping y'all out. You know what I mean? More than it's helping him out because y'all not about to offer him no check, you cheap motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at it. Well, the funny thing is when they did end up reaching out to DNA, you know what they tell DNA? Yeah, we spoke to John and yeah, we want to have you on the show. Like they used my name. And DNA didn't know I wasn't a part of it until he actually got to the scene and noticed I wasn't there. And at that time, we wasn't on talking terms. So at that time, it ain't like he gonna reach out to me. But still, at that time, I didn't know we wasn't on no talking terms. You know what I mean? I didn't know me and DNA was on issues. So that's why, you know, when I said what I said on Twitter, it made it a thing because the shit caught me off guard. At the end of the day, I'm looking at DNA like a friend. Like, dog, you in Atlanta office of some shit that I included you in. And there's no reach out, there's no nothing. You know what I mean? So I got salty over that because of that issue, but the whole rap game shit wasn't the reason me and DNA had issues. It was just that whole shit, the way that went about, that just let me know that there was some kind of issues. But yeah, I spoke to DNA though. It's a better understanding on both ends. At this point, I spoke to JD. He knows that he can't do nothing battle rap related without me anymore. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, because he asked, he like, well, you feel like I can't do nothing with battle rap without involving you? And I'm like, well, honestly, I felt like can nothing on a rap game happen as far as battle rap without me, because I introduced battle rap to the rap game. You know what I mean? Am I wrong for that? Like, I really feel that way. Like, but he agreed. He like, yeah, I didn't know how big the battle rap shit was until you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I told him. And he was just like, all right, well, you know, that's all. And he just tried to basically let it be known that it wasn't purposely shutting me out the situation. But at the end of the day, I think that's all bullshit too. Like, a lot of niggas just feeding me shit bullshit. But
all right, man. Jack Boy Maine, man.
Hey, John, you niggas got contracts? I got one too. So you're not gonna tell me I'm lying, because I got one, my nigga. I got one of them contracts, my nigga. Yeah, I got one. You niggas is signing niggas to 2 to 7 year battle rap deals, my nigga. That's how we rockin'. Niggas gotta sign from 2 to 7 years in battle rap with you niggas. 2 to 7 years. And then on the contract, you ain't even paying your niggas. You signing niggas' life away for 2 to 7 years, and then you ain't even paying these niggas. You really think I'm finna let you come to the DMV, John? You really think I'm finna let you come to the DMV and try to pimp out all my homies out here? I don't give a fuck if all of us don't see eye to eye, my nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit that you hearing on the back end and all that shit, all the division within it. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If you think you coming to the DMV and gonna make money off of what the fuck we been building, bitch, you got me chopped.
Jack Boy Maine. Only thing I know of Jack Boy Maine is Harriet is Bullpen's A&R. Break this whole shit down. Harriet is Bullpen's A&R. And at the time, she was managing artists. And she managed Jack Boy Maine and Barry Bands. So when we was doing tryouts, she wanted them to try out. And, you know, they came and tried out. Jack Boy came and tried out for Bullpen. He choked. And at the end of the day, like, I just wasn't completely sold on him. Like, you know what I mean? It was nothing, me personally, it's just like, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, Harriet was Bullpen A&R, and she's managing these dudes. Barry Bands, I liked him. I liked him a lot, pause. You know what I mean? I liked him. I just wasn't crazy about the Jack Boy nigga. Then when he come to the tryouts and he choked, you know what I mean? Barry Bands didn't get to try out that time because his opponent didn't show. But he eventually ended up battling Genocide, and then he went crazy, and then he ended up battling Loso. So with Jack Boy Maine situation, so after that, you know, I felt like it was just a little bitterness and saltiness that he wasn't involved in the Bullpen shit, but it was immediately he got involved with another league that's just been constantly, you know, coming at the Bullpen. Probably the niggas that got the contract all in their group that they constantly talk about Bullpen. And with Jack Boy Maine, he just wanted some attention, so he just doing that. Jack Boy Maine never got sent no contract. This is like Jack Boy Maine never got sent no contract. As far as this shit go, he just trying to tear down something because somebody is putting a battery in his back to try to rip apart the Bullpen. He feel like he got the green light to do it because now I'm mentioning it, and he's being more talked about, more relevant than any of his battles could do it behind this shit. And this shit is just,
There's been a lot of contracts that have been like online that have been signed. Look like they're signed by artists. Do you think these are official? I mean, who do you think are leaking these contracts out?
To be honest with you, I didn't see any other contracts. I didn't see the post. I didn't even see Jack Boy's blog. I didn't see that because I don't see certain shit like that. I purposely don't look at it. I purposely don't look at it because I know I'm gonna react. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna react. Even still, by me not seeing it, I reacted too much only for the simple fact of who's hitting me up about it. So it's reaching these people. So now it's like, you know what I mean? So it's contracts that's being shown. I didn't look at them. I don't care to look at them. You know what I mean? All I'm hearing is shit that's false. Niggas is sitting there saying, oh, John won 20%. That's false. Niggas is saying John saying niggas can't battle nowhere else. That's false. So if niggas is saying this is out there in these contracts that's being shown, my reaction is, yeah, it's a fake contract. If you see a contract that says 20% or niggas can't go nowhere or anything like that, it's a fake contract. So as far as the contract that's being seen, I don't know. But they saying that the screenshots of the emails and all of that crazy shit, it's one person. If that's the case, it's one person that could have did that. And it's the Chris Petty. You know what I mean? It's Chris Petty. All the way. You know what I mean? But this is the snake shit that goes on. You know what I mean? And on top of that,
do you have do people sign a contract when they sign on with Bullpen?
No.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, contracts are different. Contracts.
So when you do an event, you do contracts for the battle the battles that's taking place.
Yeah.
You know, because URL get a lot of backlash for contracts, and I always felt like if I ran a league, of course I want the people I bring up to battle on my league. Why would I want them to go a bunch of other places and battle when I feel like I've been working with them, and I feel like I have their best interest over anybody else?
Exactly.
So when people sign on and become a bull, do you even give them a bullpen contract? Not the 20%, but just a bullpen contract in general. Okay,
no.
So no contract at all.
No, the thing is when you come to, you gotta weed out the opportunists, because that's what happens. A lot of people come just to get a look and go there. My whole thing is, if we're gonna grow this as a platform, people have to be proud that they're part of Bullpen. Be proud, like, you know what I mean, you're a bull. Like, you know what I mean? That's your way of giving back to the platform. No matter how big you give back to the platform by always representing, so people know this is where you came from. So other people are gonna want to go there. You feel what I'm saying? The contracts come into play when we're trying to protect your brand. It's a protection, because what happens is, okay, we set a platform, right? Take the Trez situation since we spoke on that. We about to book you against Tay-Rock. You feel what I'm saying? We about to book you against Tay-Rock. After this battle goes down, your stock goes up, and guess what? All of these other leagues is reaching out to book you to benefit off of what we built together. And why should they benefit off of it if you not benefiting or the platform? As far as the contracts go, that's just like, okay, now you my responsibility. I'm gonna make sure your whole situation is right. I'm gonna make sure you living right. I'm gonna make sure you getting paid right. I'm gonna make sure you treated right. I'm gonna make sure everything. And it's about the opportunities. The contracts is for the little leagues. You know what I mean? None of that shit applied to the King of the Dot situation.
So this is if a little league wants to book a bull, then there's a contract in place for what it would take for them to book a bullpen artist.
The contract that's in place is basically letting it be known that that deal has to be negotiated with Bullpen. Because what's going to happen is, we need to know what date you're going to do it. The date's got to be, he got to be free. We got his schedule. It's like having a manager. You got to check the schedule if it's okay. And me being a battle rapper, I know certain times I don't want to, put too much on certain niggas' plates. I know how to reserve a nigga momentum. Reserve a nigga, you know what I'm saying? And these leagues that's trying to leech off off of your momentum right now is going to hurt you. And I've seen it happen too many times. So when it becomes like that, and when we talking about business, money is being involved now. Money is being put behind your brand. Money is being put behind your brand. So that's the contract is in place just so leagues know they can't go around niggas at, you know, after shit is already established. They can't go around. They have to talk. Like that contract is meant to be sent out from the battlers to these other leagues. Like, this is what we under. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta go talk to these niggas, work it out. Ask Organic how easy, how hard it was when they wanted to book Loso. Ask him. Just ask him. And then turn around and ask Loso, how much money did I ask from him? This is all niggas gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all niggas gotta do. And when you map out shit like that, like niggas could pick apart a contract. You could pick apart any contract. Every contract has something to be frowned upon. Every single one, including the one, your dream job, the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Anything is just, but when you gotta look at the whole grand scheme of things. If it's changing a nigga's situation for the better, it's what's supposed to happen. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of these niggas don't really know. Like, you look at the blog, everybody that's talking about the contract that actually been around that knows about shit. Look at everybody's perspective. You understand the contract. Listen to Mickey Fax. He's talking about, like, people hear contract, they get scared. Listen to Michael Hughes talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that knows anything. The niggas that's talking against it is the niggas that really don't know anything because they never been offered no contract. Nobody's changing their situation. The same niggas that's talking is not being paid for battles.
All right, so let me get some clarity. So if you have the contract is basically for the small leagues that's trying to book the Bull. So when you negotiate it, are you negotiating it for the benefit of both of y'all, for actually the league as well as the battler?
Nah, it's really the battler. It's all about the battler because my whole thing is.
No, you good.
Oh yeah, my whole thing is to have a successful league. It starts with the battlers, and if you can reserve, you know, all your battlers' momentum. It all comes back to the league. The league benefits off of the battler shining. And what takes away from a battler's shine is when they battle too much, especially on these leagues that really does nothing for them. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody, okay, if you're battling for the check and all of that, that's cool. You're going to go get that check. But at this present moment, the check that they offering you is not a check. This check that you offering, niggas is grown men. Niggas is taking one check, probably don't even pay all your rent. And you still getting half and half and all of that between the, you know what I'm saying, between months and all of that. And a lot of these niggas is not even being paid at all. So why take that chump change when you could make certain moves within the next year? You could go from getting $500, $800 a battle to within a year, now it's $2,500. From $2,500 a year later, it could be 10 bands if you move the right way. We were just talking about Mook turning down 70. You know, at first, he said he wanted 25 and niggas was talking crazy about him. Then he went and got it. Then he turned around and went and got 40. So now when he's saying he won 100 and he turned down 70, he won 100 and he know the value of just relaxing and getting your brand up. Mook is not battling. Mook could easily get 30, 20 here and there. Why is he not doing it? He's not rich. He's not a millionaire. Why is he not doing it? But my whole thing is, I'm trying to reserve that for my battles. Don't wear yourself out. Don't wear yourself out. I talked to Loso after the gyms and the 2-on-2. I think it's time to chill. Just relax for a second. Let your battles drop. People get too used to you. Let them miss you for a second. Just chill, just chill for a second. So that's the whole thing. That's what that's for. Like, to protect them. The little leagues, they hurt you more than anything because they got a little bit of money. They got low budget, so they're gonna give you a couple $100 for you to go there and damn near waste your time. You're gonna go there, you're gonna battle a nigga. It's gonna do way less views. My whole thing is to be put on notice, especially when you got your momentum. You can't go backwards. You gotta go up. Your next battle gotta be better than your last battle. Every single time. Especially if you cook it. And since we talk about Loso go from, you know, Bully Danny. This is all Bullpen. Bully Danny, Barry Bands. Somebody here, he was booked for somebody else, they no show. Then he went to Excel. From Excel, DNA. You know what I mean? So after he battled DNA and Bad News battled Suge, my whole thing is I want to be able to sell out of it, put on a classic with 2 bulls. So now they seem to be making their names for each other. Let's put them together. Eliminate the outsiders. Let's see what kind of shit can we bring. So we do that. And he makes, and it's crazy. Like all of these battles that he's been having, and now it's over 100,000 views on a league that's sitting at 40,000 subscribers. So it's like we building that shit together, and that's the whole point. Now he go to King of the Dot. He does Blackout 7 against Gems. Now he just did the 2-on-2. Crazy performance. Probably going to be like one of the best 2-on-2 performances when that drop. So my whole thing with Loso now, what's next? You're going to go to a league that's offering you $500 to go battle a nigga we never heard of? For what? So people going to look forward to that, and on top of that, you're going to go there, and it's going to be some, they're going to want whoever they want you battling to win. You know what I mean? You're away. They didn't see your story. A lot of them niggas probably not even going to know who you are to keep it 100. You can't be, you got 100,000 views, you doing that, but you can't really be caught up in that thinking everybody just supposed to know what you're doing. No, this shit is different. So the whole thing is just, it's for the battlers. It's for the battlers. You know what I'm saying? It's for the battlers. It's not for the league. Of course, there's some insurance for the league, of course. Something got to go back. Something. But I'll tell you what's not going back, a percentage. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no percentage. Shit is set in our contracts. Like I said, I don't know what's being posted. But in our contracts, shit is set. Any nigga, any battler look at that contract and be like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. There's no, and then on top of that, you can leave whenever you want. There's not no time frame. If you want to leave, cool. That just means you're not happy. It's not no bitter situation. It's not no, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. So it's just niggas that just really don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? I feel like I didn't really have to even say this much. I didn't want to speak this much on contracts, but since we talking about it, but you don't have to sign no contract to be on Bullpen, so we're gonna eliminate that. Everybody that come on Bullpen does not get a contract. You know what I mean? You get a contract when you want to become, you know, like a fucking priority. You know what I'm saying? A priority. I wanted it. My whole thing is, I wanted it to be, you know how back in the day when labels started signing rappers, niggas wanted to get signed. Niggas saying getting signed. When you getting signed, that means you want a contract. So my whole thing is to set you know what I mean, to set an example with anybody that signs this contract. Watch how different it is. You can talk crazy about it, however, whatever you want to do, talk crazy about it. But look how much different shit has been since the nigga that signed that contract. You know what I mean? Asking any nigga that signed the Bullpen contract, what's been the difference since they signed that contract since before? They get paid now. You know what I'm saying? Shit different. The views is up. The resumes is up. Everything is making sense. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, everything is just, niggas is just, they're just trying to tear down something that just came up too fast, which is understandable. But you're not making sense. Y'all look stupid and y'all looking desperate right now with all of that shit. Like what are y'all putting out why y'all putting out other niggas' business for? I can see if that's a contract that you signed that you didn't like. I can see if it's a contract that you got sent to sign that you didn't like. No, you didn't even make it this far.
I think sometimes, like, because they think, because URL came out and actually owned the contracts, people a little bit don't know enough about. This wasn't the first time that contracts have been in battle rap, you know. Right. But I think when URL come out, is, you know, everybody been so against it. Another thing that was mentioned was you having to pay money for a tryout. Now I've heard that on 2 different leagues, so that's nothing new to me. But to a lot of fans, they're like, well, I got to pay for a tryout. What if I don't get accepted? Then, you know, I just lose my money. From what I was told from people that had people pay for tryouts, it was because we have to film you, we have to edit. The battle is free. Like we got to get something for you coming down and trying out. I have a tryout fee for Bullpen.
Yeah, we've had one, and we also gave money back to the performers of the night. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. Like I said, we go back to as far as profiting money off of this. You know what I mean? There ain't been no profiting money off of Bullpen. Like, ain't no profited nothing. So people want an opportunity. And I'm just looking at it like, okay, I will provide the opportunity, but let's provide it together. Nobody's asking what this fee is for. I knew niggas was gonna be against the fee. You know what I mean? As far as like why I gotta, because you want to come here. We didn't ask you. Like it's an option. You know what I mean? Like you mad, like if you want to try out, these are the stipulations. If one of the stipulations is a fee, okay, cool. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Don't not do it, then complain about it. Then on top of that, have some confidence in yourself. You want somebody to invest in you when you don't want to invest in yourself? Over a small fee? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not covering a whole event by you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Niggas is just saying anything to shy away from what's happening. Everybody feel entitled, like we owe you something. You know what I mean? Like, you know, niggas don't owe you anything. It's an opportunity that you could take or not. You know what I mean? The first tryout, we gave away $500 to the performer of the night. The nigga that paid that fee is the nigga we talking about. It's Loso. You know what I mean? The second time we did it, the tryout fee went up. But you want to know what else went up? The money we gave out to the performer of the night.
Right.
Every single time. So if you that's like you telling a nigga you put up money in your pot. That's like betting on something in a pot. You gotta fight to get that back. It's the sense of wanting to win something. If a nigga is putting up something, you're like, I gotta get that back. I gotta get that back. Fuck that. Now you hungry. Now you coming to the tryout ready to smoke something. Since we talk about money.
Peep this. We got Showtime, LOC, BYB, Bob Benders, everybody, nigga. When we say it right here, these niggas ain't coming in and trying to charge all our niggas $200 to rap. It's not happening. It's not happening. So if you niggas think you coming here and setting up shop, we letting you know right now that shit dead, bro. And if you thought it was just Jack, we got everybody out this bitch. Back. Get it. Goonie shit. We out here. Jack said that. We out here. Goonie shit.
Everybody is out here tonight. You gonna see everybody from every league tonight. We're out here.
We a family out here, nigga. You gotta know it's guns on deck. Like I told Quiddy, it's a green light for y'all niggas. They told me never do that again. They told me never do that again, but it's a green light. If you'd have came here and reached out to Bob Benders, LOC, Showtime, it'd have been cool. But you came out here and said you taking over. And you not doing shit. You pussy. Somebody that just fuck everybody else. You pussy. And it ain't happening. No bullpen even happening in the DMV. That's on my mother. That's on my aunt. It's right here.
We even got up north out here, nigga.
It's tatted right here. It ain't happening. John, you can come here with that bald head if you want. You get a bald head, nigga.
What's your thoughts when you initially saw that blog?
I never seen that blog.
Okay, so did people just hit you up or?
Yeah. It was on Mother's Day. Like I don't know what kind of who would have that much time, what kind of blog would have that much time to put a blog like that out on Mother's Day. But yeah, people was calling me, you know what I'm saying, like concerned. I got a lot of DMs. Basically people saying it's not worth it, and all of this. And it's just, oh yeah, they threatening your life. One nigga said he got a bullet for you, you come out there and all of that. I don't take none of these niggas serious, man. Like I don't like niggas that's taking it that far, doing all that extra shit. Like, come on, man. Like I come out there to host an event, you're gonna shoot me? Like, I ain't take it serious. But you know, a lot of other people did. They was concerned, and salute to y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I ain't really, like I said, I ain't see it. I never seen it. That shit never got not one view from me. Nothing with that nigga's name on it ever got any view from me.
Does that affect how you move with this expansion of Bullpen, or are y'all still considering the DMV area or what?
Yeah, not at all. That shit don't affect nothing. You know what I mean? But the thing is, where the misconception comes in at, the DMV wasn't the target. You know what I'm saying? The DMV wasn't the target. We simply, you know, giving out our resources to a league that's coming up in DC. So it was never a DMV target. Let's go take over the DMV. Let's go ride the DMV wave. And like, I honestly feel like, as far as and you know, watching other blogs and shit, when people breaking it down, when they talk about the DMV movement as far as battle rap, it's a handful of battlers. It's not the area DMV. So when they sit there and say, oh, DMV say John, they trying to make it seem like the area, but it's just, it ain't even all the battlers that's involved in the DMV movement either. You know what I mean? So I think this whole shit is just blown out of proportion. You know, these niggas is looking corny doing all that funny shit. And yeah, but like I said, we was basically, you know, just linking, like affiliating ourselves with an up and coming league out in DC, which was the Capital Uncut. But now it's about to be the Capital Intake. And like I said, it's in DC. You know what I mean? DC, yes, it's a part of DMV, but we never said nothing about we coming out taking over the DMV. I don't know where anybody got that shit from. Pull it up somewhere, something, and then people speaking on that, like, yeah, John said he coming to take over the DMV, but y'all never seen me say this. Like, where y'all getting this shit from? Like, you know what I mean? So that's all it is. It's just that the league that we rocking with, out in DC, they made an announcement, and when she made an announcement, that's when everybody just jumped the gun on everything. Oh, John trying to come to the DMV. So that's where all that shit came from. That's why I didn't take none of this serious. I know it's a lot of niggas running around misled, under the wrong, you know what I mean, idea of this shit. But yeah, that shit don't change nothing, man. That shit ain't changed the plan, man. It's still bullpen over bullshit. And we still gonna use our platform to try to put on for all up and coming battlers all over. So I don't, if you got a problem with that, then you just got a problem with the culture growing, period. So.
Well, close me out, man. What's next for you? On the music side and the battle side?
The music side, I got This Not For Everybody EP dropping very fucking soon. This Not For Everybody. That's on the music side. The only thing that's been taking me long with this music was getting the business right. You know what I mean? With my publishing, and I also got a label, Shrug Life Music. So everything is going to be dropping under that. And yeah, I got the July card, Respect the Pen, July 29th. You know what I'm saying? We fuck your resume, fuck your background, fuck your views. We only respecting your pen around here. You know what I mean? This is where your pen get respected, in the bullpen. So that's what this card is about. I'll be getting in the ring this year, man. I'll be getting back in the ring this year. I can't tell y'all what card. I can't tell y'all when. That's the suspense part. But everybody's been asking, when the fuck John getting back in the ring? I'm definitely getting back in the ring this year. Yeah, that's about it. And look forward to a television show, man. Battle rap television show coming 2018 for sure. What's up? It's John and Don. Please don't say the John. You ain't saying it twice. If you don't add the Don, you ain't saying it right. Rocking with Unbiased Review, man. It's the Untold Truth. Might be some more coming. Don't wait 5 years next time, though, Chris.